All right, let's discuss this now. Nqobile Madlala attended that media briefing and she joins us now. Nqobile, good evening to you. Let's start with the number of Sassa beneficiaries that receive their monies through Postbank. How many are they and how many have been processed thus far?
Okay, so we have in the country about 19 million Sassa beneficiaries. These are people that are getting grants from the government. We then go down to about 2.6 million of the Sassa beneficiaries that basically opt to use the Postbank as their service provider. Now, this is 15% of basically the number that has been provided. And these are the people that need to then change from the gold card to the black card. And these are the people that they are speaking about. There has been a frenzy, obviously, for everyone who did not understand because they thought maybe there was a change in the card. However, this is specifically for Postbank.
Yeah.
There is other beneficiaries, and we were told that every other beneficiary has a right to use any service provider. This is according to the banks. So if you want to go to bank as a new option, that is better for you, then you can go there. So there are people that have opted to use different banks, but these ones we are speaking to are the Postbank beneficiaries completely.
All right. The CEO makes a point in one of the sound bites we've played that nothing changes in terms of your account number, that stays. However, what changes, and importantly, the validity of the card is the gold card that basically becomes invalid after the date of the 20th. However, she does say that you can still access your money. Question is how?
Well, it does get tricky if you think about it, because one assumes that you use the card to go get the money. But in this case, what we are told is that your ID comes in handy. So for a person that has used this gold card, then they now go to the post office over the counter. You provide your ID and you say, this is me. This is my card. And they then assist you with regards to the documentation that you do carry. And then they give you your money over the counter. The only problem there, and we have heard this from #NotInMyName, is that there are beneficiaries that we have found that some of them don't actually have their IDs. We're told that some of the loan sharks or micro lenders take their IDs and they take their cards. So that's where the problem is going to be. But according to what we have heard from Sassa and Postbank, they have said they're committed to ensuring that every single beneficiary will get their money, whether they get it via the other banks or through Postbank or through over the counter at the post office. They will get their money, and that's what they've committed to.
Quick question around your mashonisas, because that's what these people are called. Loan sharks that keep people's identity documents. Is that allowed, and is something being done about it? Because for you, who is owed money by a Sassa beneficiary, to withhold the document, how is that person going to pay you?
Well, I suppose this becomes sort of something that you battle with. In this case, if you're from the outside, you say they must get their documents, and surely it must be incorrect to keep anyone's document, especially their ID, because this is personal document. However, what we heard from #NotInMyName, they said that what they have found is that most of these beneficiaries actually require money, and perhaps even more than what they have. And so at the space where they are desperate, they will go to loan sharks, and they will then agree to these loan sharks actually carrying their documentation. So as to whether or not they are going to get those documentation, it remains a question. However, Xoli, there are people also who may have their documentation but not be able to go to these areas where they're supposed to get help.
Yeah.
According to Postbank, they're saying they've got over 300 sites where they're going to be able to assist people. They're saying they have a roving, also a vehicle that will be able to go to people and assist them. But you still have an issue of people who, for example, are bedridden, who are sick. Yeah. And in this case, they're saying that you must then go into the website and then find your nearest site and be able to also say to that site that I am not able to go to this space, so please come over. They're saying there's about 50 people that they've already worked with who are able to change into this black card. But of course, they're saying that what they're committing to is everyone is going to get their money. And I think that's a great concern because a lot of people thought they were not going to get their money.
Thank you very much for that clarification. Nqobile Madlala attending that briefing for us. Thanks indeed. But important, the date of 20 March, yes, it is the deadline, but you can still apply for the black card. Just continue with that process.